Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I just started filming this video. I was 11 minutes in and I just didn't like the look yet again. So I'm redoing this. This is not my first time creating the look. I just had to take all of that off for the second time already. I've created this look a few months ago about a similar topic to switch up certain conversations. So I was focusing on the Jaded palette. I think it's a really nice palette, but I think the palette can be better. It's not as pigmented as I would like for it to be, maybe because I'm of darker skin tone, which sucks. But for some reason, the green colors are not really showing up, and that's the colors that I wanted to use today. So I'm gonna dig into my handy dandy Jackie Aina palette, which is really loved. Everyone should know who Jackie Aina is at this point. She is a very well-known YouTuber, so everyone should know who she is. So I'll be going back and forth in between these two palettes. And yep, let's get straight into it. So you guys can see, I'm gonna have to start this whole intro all over again. I have on a sweater. This is my sweater, my Wizard of Oz sweater I got from Primark. So Wizard of Oz is a very sentimental, very meaningful movie to me, and I will explain why. So growing up, I grew up on watching The Wizard of Oz. That was one of my uncle's favorite movies, and it was just, I don't know how to say it, like it was just something that we just bonded over. I watched The Wizard of Oz at a very young age. I believe I was 4 years old. So I watched The Wizard of Oz at a very young age. And my mother told me the way I watched it was that I stood in front of the TV. So she said, I stood in front of the TV. I'm going to set my eyes. I've stood in front of the TV the whole entire time. And I just watched the whole movie just standing up in my grandfather's room. So the Wizard of Oz is like, again, very sentimental movie for me. And I feel like for my family at this point. So back in March, I lost my uncle back in March, not to COVID-19, but to other health issues. I did lose my uncle back in March. If you guys don't know, some of you guys may know, my uncle played a very big role in my life, like very big. Like he was there for all my ups and downs, for all my achievements, and it just sucks now that I have to figure out how to move on without him being around. So as I film this video, if I get a little sad, I'll try not to cry, like to hold it in. Some parts I might just speed up, just because like the foundation and stuff, I might just speed up. I might not focus too much on that. All right, I'm gonna take the color Ginger and blend it into the crease. Brain fart. So yeah, so the Wizard of Oz is very sentimental. Now going into the month of March, I did lose my uncle about a week and a half before his birthday. I don't think it was the full 2 weeks, probably about a week and a half before his birthday, and the day after I got laid off from work. So it's like a whole double whammy for me and my family. We're just trying to find a way to kind of pick things back up and move forward, but I feel like it's very hard because of COVID-19. I don't feel like we really had the chance to like grieve. Our grieving has been like on a hold because we're too busy trying to keep each other safe and just support each other the best way we can. And that's kind of just what it is right now. So this is a plain brush, nothing on it. I'm just wiping it. Or did I use this brush to set my crease? Maybe I did. But my uncle played a very big role, so for him to now just not be here is a very big transition for me, and it's a very hard one for me. And back in 2018, I lost my Nana, and my son was about 5 months then, and I feel like I still didn't even grieve then, and now 2 years later, I have to deal with another loss. I feel like when I deal with losses, they kind of come back and back. All of this that went on, my uncle lived in Florida. So he had a service out there in Florida. Just a memorial. They didn't do a a full service. And I'm not gonna go too into detail just because some things are just very personal. But I can tell you about me and my experience, because it is me and my experience. I can talk about that. So I wasn't able to go because that did happen. I wasn't able to travel. I do have a 2-year-old, and I was not able to go to the service due to the circumstances. So that was very heartbreaking for me, and that's something that I feel like I haven't gotten over. I feel guilt about not going, not being a part of it. I do feel guilt, but I know that knowing the kind of man that he is, he wouldn't even want me to feel that. He'd rather me keep my son safe than me put us in harm's way of possibly catching the virus. So I try to think in a positive light, but at the same token, it's just hard. It's really hard. I know a lot of you guys may or may not know Nipsey Hussle, or at least you guys may know Lauren London. I feel like a lot of people now, I'm getting more educated on Nipsey Hussle. So Nipsey Hussle passed away in March as well, and this year made a year. So he passed away, and Lauren London is his girlfriend. Pretty sure everybody knows who Lauren London is. If you don't, you guys have to look her up. So yeah, Lauren London spoke at his funeral, and she said something that really stood out to me, and it's so true. But now I envisioned it more now, and it's like grief is the final act of love. And that's honestly so true. Grief is the final act of love. And this grief, you being there for your family, friends, you showing your support, is showing still love. Just because you're grieving doesn't mean that your love has to stop. I feel like grief is the final act of love, but does not mean that love stops when someone passes. Love continues to grow, and it probably grows even more after they pass, because you learned, you know what you've had, and now you know that what you have has to go back. Like the two major people that I have lost, and I feel like I've gotten validation after like their losses, have been my grandfather and my uncle. So just the other day I was sitting on the bed, and I have his picture next to me. Normally when I'm on the bed, I like, sometimes I glance out the window, and this particular day I was looking out the window, and next to his picture was like a rainbow going this way, like almost going over his picture. So this is where the Wizard of Oz and this all connects. So the Wizard of Oz, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, to me that's a dedication song to my uncle, that he's somewhere over the rainbow, that he's living the life that he wanted to live, and he's living the life in the body that he wanted to be in. So I just feel like seeing that rainbow was like, I feel like I'm gonna cry, but seeing that rainbow was like definitely validation that like he's okay. Like that's what I got from it. And I'm not trying to cry in this video at all, so at some point I might have to pause it and catch myself, collect myself, but for my eyes getting watery. So yeah, so I just feel like that was definitely a validation. Definitely, it was something that I needed. It was something that I needed, because I needed to know that he was okay, and he was with family, and that, I was very overprotective of him as well as he was of me. I feel like as well as he was of everybody in the family, he was very overprotected. He never wanted us to settle for anything in life. Like, live your life to the fullest, but don't settle for BS. Don't ever settle for BS. That was definitely the validation for me the other day. And I was calling my mother inside the room so she could see it. And I was probably going out the room for like maybe about 5 minutes or so, because she was on the phone talking. I was trying to wait for her to finish. And then the rainbow was gone, so I was telling her about it. And she said, when your grandfather passed away too, you saw a rainbow. And you were very stuck on the fact that you saw it. So that just goes to show, and I didn't know that story. So that just goes to show that, that I feel like I have a very big connection to rainbows, and I think it's very sentimental to just think that, you're somewhere over the rainbow. So yeah, I'm definitely going to, when the world opens back up, things will definitely change for me. When the world opens back up, I'm definitely gonna have to get back on my grind of going back to school. You know, my son will then actually be in school, so it'll make that a little bit more easier for me to be more comfortable to go back to school. So I'm going to use the color Emerald. This color is going to match with the theme, the aura that I'm trying to bring to you is Emerald. So I use concealer to cut the crease, and now I'm going to use Emerald to put down on the lid. This this video may be cheesy to some people. Some people may not understand what I mean, why I have a connection, the different signs that I get that, you know, my validations in life that I get to know that everything's okay with people that passed on. This, this may be cheesy, but if you guys know, you know. If you guys get me, get me. And write down below if you guys have lost somebody and there's like certain validations you get, or just like you lost somebody and it was something that you guys connected off of. Whether it's a movie, a book, a doll, or something that they've passed down to you, whatever it may be, share it. I love to hear how, and write down how are you doing as far as like grieving. How do you grieve a loss? What are you into that um helps you move every day? Like, help me out, because I've lost people back to back and I'm still trying to figure out how I feel. So I would love to hear someone else's opinion. So this is so far how the eyes look with the foundation and everything on, lashes and everything, and then we'll just end the video from there. So yep, be right back, guys. Green look that I've been dying to post up, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I have new braids and they're super long and I love them. Now for these box braids, my best friend Jessica had she had her hair, it was cornrows. They were like braids going up into a bun, and like two pieces were coming out, and her hair looked really nice. So I asked her, like, you know, who did your hair came out really nice. So she gave me her she showed me her Instagram. So her Instagram, I believe is Hair Plug Studio. I'll leave it down below as well. I did tell her that I was going to talk about my experience getting my hair done with her. She's a sweetheart. She has a YouTube channel as well. I'll link down below, or at least I'll put the name down below. Not too shabby on the link and stuff. You know, I'm still new to this. And you know, sitting tight and let me vent. So till next time.